Elementary music teacher friend, you love what you do, but you might feel unappreciated and, in fact, unseen some days. You may even feel like you're on a music teacher island and just want to connect with other music teachers who can relate to both your struggles and wins when it comes to teaching elementary music. I get you and understand completely the feelings you're having. That's why each and every week, the Elementary Music Teacher Podcast will provide you with solo and guest episodes that will help you realize you're not alone in your music teaching journey. Throughout each episode, my goal is for you to be able to walk away with actionable steps and ideas to help you feel like you're ready to take on the new week with whatever challenges may be thrown your way. Hi, I'm your host, Jessica Peresta, and I'm so glad you're here. Whether you're at home, in your car, in the shower, or wherever else you're listening, grab your cup of coffee or whatever other beverage is nearby and listen in to the Elementary Music Teacher Podcast. Well, hey there, friends. I hope you're hanging in there and enjoying your December. I know right now can be kind of crazy, exciting, fun, enjoying all the festivities and all the things, but also stressful. So this episode is going to be short and sweet. And in fact, I will be taking a break the rest of December and the very beginning of January to enjoy time with my family and to wrap up all these loose ends on work I need to get done and take a break, just like I'm going to encourage you to do. So this episode is about this season. We're in the season of everything. December is fun. Not only is it Christmas, the different winter holidays, the holiday performances, going to see lights, Santa. I trust me, we have a plan for doing all that. We kind of have, like, with my kids, I do a summer bucket list, but in the winter, we kind of have like a winter bucket list where we'll have different things around town that we like to do before the holiday season is over. And along with that, my birthday's on New Year's Eve, so it gets a little crazy with juggling it all. We also have a lot of other December birthdays in my family, so December's just super busy. There's a lot going on. And I know you may be feeling that as well. But in this episode, I want to encourage you that although you have deadlines to meet, you have expectations put upon you, either by yourself or by others, you have lessons you still need to teach to your students, you have gifts you still need to wrap, holiday parties to attend, whatever it might be, I still want you to realize that it's okay to make decisions that are best for you. I've said this on this podcast before, but it took me a long time, I was about to say years, I guess years, to get to the point where I realized no is a complete sentence, that my help, my mental health, my needs, what I want is okay. And it matters just as much as what others need and want from me. Doesn't mean I shut anyone out of my life. It doesn't mean that, I tell my principal no. It doesn't mean that I don't do my job well. But when I do have hours that belong to me and are precious because there's so many hours in a day, I'm really at the point in my life where I'm better about knowing what I can handle mentally, being okay with the fact that no is a complete sentence. And if I can't do something or it doesn't align with my schedule that week, or I just don't want to, then I don't anymore. I used to overcommit and say yes to all the things. And yes, I'll play piano for this and this and this. And yes, I'll come to all these different hangouts and parties and whatever it might be. And it just got so overwhelmingly stressful that I've gotten to the point where I have to protect my time. And in return, it's protecting my peace. So while we're in the season of everything, I want you to know that it is okay to put yourself first sometimes, or most of the time, I should say. That is not selfish. It's not something that you need to feel selfish about, or you need to feel that you can't put yourself first. Because I think if you're anything like me, I'm such a people pleaser. I had this conversation with a friend yesterday that I still do. Who doesn't, right? Want to make others happy. But I got to the point in my life where I was putting everyone first. Colleagues, administration, students, family, friends, everyone. That at the end of the day, and I had started talking to a counselor, I told her for a while, probably the last 3 years of my life, I almost didn't know who I was anymore. I don't know if that makes sense the way it's coming out. But what I mean is when you're constantly giving to others and you're constantly serving others and you're constantly doing for others and what they expect of you, somehow in the middle of all that, without even realizing it, you start losing yourself a little bit. What do I want? What do I need? What do I what would best serve me right now? And so when you're in the middle of that season of, well, I mean, the season goes on as long as you let it, but if you're in a season like that, I should say, where you feel like you're kind of losing yourself a bit, I want you to think about the last time you did say no, or the last time you were asked to commit to something and you knew you had such a busy week that you needed to take a night off for yourself. When is the last time that happened where you literally on your calendar had nothing scheduled, where you just parked yourself on the couch, watched a good old Hallmark Christmas movie, put your phone on silent, and literally practiced some self-care? If you honestly cannot answer that question, especially in this season, then I feel like it's time you do that. Maybe you don't have a lot of space in your calendar to do that a lot. So find a night or a weekend day where you can block off an hour, 2 hours, 3 hour chunk of time to take care of you. When you have a break coming up, winter break, everybody's days are different, whatever break your district or school scheduled. I want you to honestly enjoy the season. When we're in the middle of the season of everything, you don't need to keep that pace of busyness going during that winter break. You are going to obviously have gift exchanges. Like I said earlier, you're going to be invited to family or friend gatherings. You're going to have different commitments, maybe at church or in the community. Maybe you're volunteering. All of those are good things, and I will be doing that as well. But I also want you to remember the word break. It's called winter break for a reason. Enjoy it, do things, soak up the holiday season as much as you can, but also please find time to just be. One thing my counselor also helped me unpack is the fact that I've seen a lot of quotes or TikToks about this as well, where I'm the type of personality where sometimes if I'm sitting still, maybe you can relate to this as well. And if you can't, then teach me your ways, a wise one, because sometimes when I've gotten so much better, but Jessica, even a year ago, that was really weird to talk about myself in the third person. But anyways, I would be sitting on the couch relaxing, and all of a sudden I would be thinking about everything else I could do, or I'd grab the computer and start working, or I would immediately get up and start folding laundry. And I had such a hard time just sitting my butt down and doing nothing. So unpacking that a little bit with my counselor, who I think it's so great to talk to someone who doesn't know you personally, so they have their, an unbiased opinion. She really helped me realize the reasons behind that. I think sometimes I keep myself busy because then I don't have to stop and think, or it's hard for me to relax because I always have something else to do. But gosh, when I got to the point where I allowed myself, no apologies to anyone, no explaining the why to anyone, I just let myself relax. I have felt lately like I can take a deep breath. Like when I'm in those busy seasons, like for example, today I'm working all day. I'm recording this on my lunch break, and then I'm taking one of my sons to baseball practice. Another son has basketball practice. I got to figure out when to feed my family somewhere in there, which is impossible because we all have different things at all times. And then I got to finish wrapping gifts, and then. But these kind of days where they're super crazy busy used to stress me out, and I would go to bed feeling so anxious. And I started realizing, well, what was I doing with my weekends? Was I going constantly? Was I not allowing myself time to rest? And the answer is yes. So when I got to the point where during the weekend, but also a day like this, at the end of the day, instead of tacking on one more thing at the end of it, when I'm done, I'm done. I will part myself in bed without an apology or a care in the world, put on some, TV show that's a mindless show that, comedy or something. I don't even know. Sometimes I'll just watch whatever comes on. Read a book. Sometimes I don't do that because I'll fall asleep when I'm reading, which is a good thing actually. But anyways, sometimes I'll scroll through social media aimlessly. But instead of, telling myself like, oh my gosh, you're so lazy for doing that. No, I'm not, because you think about all the things you've already done. So when you have a break and you allow yourself that time to unwind, the next day, it doesn't feel like that snowball just keeps growing and growing and growing. It feels like, oh, I allowed myself time and space to just relax a little bit. So I'm ready to take on the next day. So hang in there. You're going to get through this winter season of craziness and all the things. And like I said, please find the time to take a break where you can. Have a great rest of your December. I will see you back on this podcast in January at some point, and I am here to support you. Shoot me an email if you have any questions, jessica@thedomesticmusician.com. Reach out on social media and hang in there. I will talk to you soon. Well, hey there. Thank you so much for listening into the Elementary Music Teacher podcast. There is an exclusive Facebook group just for listeners of this podcast and any elementary music teacher called the Elementary Music Teacher Community Facebook group. Come on over and join us there, where we have conversations around the podcast episodes and encourage each other each and every week. And also head to my website, thedomesticmusician.com. I have some free resources there that you can download to help you gain traction in your classroom today, as well as the blog and the membership site and all kinds of other goodies to help you keep going in your music teaching journey. I cannot wait to keep connecting with you and encouraging you and spurring you on in your journey of teaching elementary music. Hang in there, have an amazing week, and I will see you soon.